Welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing an old school recipe. It's going to be turkey drums in thick gravy. I'm going to serve it over a bed of rice. Now I'm going to take these 6 turkey drums, and you know your turkey drums normally come big. They're large pieces. They're bigger than, you know, all of the other pieces on the turkey. I'm going to take these turkey drums, the 6 that I have, and I'm going to feed 12-13 people with this. Turkey drums are so inexpensive in the store. It's easy to buy these and feed your family with, and if you add some rice to it, it's not a whole lot of expense that you spent when you're trying to make a meal. Now, in addition to these turkey drums, in order to make this menu or this dish, you're going to need paprika. This is chicken onion soup mix. Now I can show you how to do this, and I think I'm going to show you how to do spices in a later video, but this is chicken. It is just like Lipton onion soup mix, or it's just like onion soup mix, no matter what brand you get, but it's just chicken. And in order to come up with this, you need some chicken soup base. This is the best thing you can buy. This is better than your chicken bouillon cubes or your chicken broth that you may, you know, buy in the store. This is really good. Now, this is sold at Amazon. You can get a 16-ounce container at Amazon for like $5 something, I think it is. And it's also sold at Walmart online. So if you don't have this in your kitchen, you need to get it, because it can work wonders when it comes to cooking any kind of dishes that you need to put chicken broth in. You're going to need granulated garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and whenever you are cooking any turkey products, any of the turkey products, you're going to need some sage, and you're going to need some poultry seasoning. Now, I make my poultry seasoning just like I make my chicken onion soup mix. So I'll probably show that again in a later video. But whenever you're cooking turkey, any type of turkey dishes, add some sage and add some poultry seasoning, and it'll change the flavor of your turkey parts. You're going to need some onion and some carrots. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to wash my meat, get all of my vegetables cut up, and I'll bring you back so we can put together this dish. Be right back. Okay, now I'm at my stove, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my seasonings. And what I did was I mixed all of my seasonings together. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of them down in the pan. And the reason why I do that is so I don't have to coat both sides. So what I do is I just sit them in, because the seasonings that I have on the bottom is going to sprinkle that side, or it's going to season that side. And then all I have to do is just sprinkle the other side. Now what I'm going to do here is, once these get tender, then I'm going to take the meat off. I'm going to get it off of the bone by shredding it off of the bone. And then once I shred it off, that's when I'm going to make my gravy for this. So now I'm going to go ahead and put seasonings down on this side. And be generous when you're putting your seasonings on your turkey parts. Now, once I get that done, I'm going to stick a pad of butter. And that's just because this butter is going to do 2 things. One is going to make, you're going to get good flavor for the turkey parts, the turkey drums, but it's going to also give you good flavor to the broth that's going to come off of the turkey drums. So I'm just going to go ahead, and what you can do so you don't lose it is just try to see if you can stick it up underneath the skin. Okay, see how I stuck that up underneath the skin? As much as you can. If you can't, don't worry about it, just place it on top, but it will add more flavor to your turkey. Now I'm going to allow this to cook at least 3 hours. I have my oven preset at 325 degrees, and I want it to cook low. I want it to cook slow and low. So I'm going to go ahead and add, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that in a minute. I'm going to add some carrots down in here, because these carrots are going to give my broth just a lot more flavor. Now, once I add the carrots, then I have a couple of onions that I'm going to put in here. And I'm putting a lot of onions. You can use just onion powder if you want, but I want onions to be mixed in with my rice when I get ready to serve this dish. Okay. Now that I have that over, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more seasonings. That's so I can add some flavor to my carrots as well as to my onions. Now, just like the, put that over there. Just like when you cooking your chicken, when you want to use your chicken broth, as I told you before, when you're cooking chicken, when you're baking chicken, and when you're baking turkey parts, you don't see me using any water. The reason be is because I want the straight chicken broth or the straight turkey broth that's going to come from these turkey drums. So I don't need water in order to get it all of the juices that's going to be coming from the turkey parts. I'm going to take this aluminum foil and I'm going to put it over the top of this. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow my turkey parts, when it starts to, the juices starts to develop and come from it, that steam that comes because I have this covered, it's going to produce a lot more of my turkey broth. I'm going to use my turkey broth for two reasons. One, I'm going to use it as the gravy for my turkey parts. But I'm also going to take this turkey broth and I'm going to make my rice with it. I'm going to take some of it and I'm going to make my rice with it. Now, if you want to poke holes in your turkey in order to get a little bit more juice coming from it, you can. But you really don't need to do that, because there's going to be a lot of juice coming from here, because this is going to be like steam cooking in the oven. So I'm going to take this, my aluminum foil, and I'm going to cover my pan. Now, when that steam comes up, when it rises up onto this aluminum foil, it has no place to go because it's not going to be able to get out of the pan. So it's going to go right back down and it's going to start to produce the liquids from my turkey pieces. And that's going to give me good flavor not only on my rice, but it's going to give me good flavor for my gravy that I'm going to be using in order to serve this dish. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and I'll bring you back in like about 2.5 hours. I'll show you how much juice I have at that time. I'll take some of the juice off of the turkey parts and I'll finish cooking my turkey parts, but I'll take some of the juice in order to make my rice. So what I will have is a turkey flavored rice, as well as my turkey being flavored with my turkey gravy. So I'll be back at that time. I'm back. It's been cooking almost about 2 hours. So I'm going to take it out of the oven. See how much juice we got. Okay, see, we got a lot of juice. See there? That's a lot of juice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour some of this juice off into this bowl, and that's what I'm going to use to flavor my rice. Hope I can. Okay, now I'm going to use this to help to make my rice, and the rest of the liquids that are over in here, I'm going to allow this to continue to cook. I'm just going to flip them and allow them to continue to cook, and then I'll bring you back when I get ready to make the gravy for this, which is going to be a while. Okay, this got a lot of cooking time left, so I'll bring you back when I get ready to do that. Just wanted to show you how much juice you actually get from your turkey, and then I wanted to show you what I would be adding to the rice, which is going to be this broth right here. Okay, so I'll cover this, put it back in the oven, bring you back when they're done. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back, and my turkey, I'm getting ready to pull it apart, but I just want to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it out and put it in this container that I have sitting right here, and then I'm going to pull it apart. But I want to show you how I'm going to do it. See, I'm just going to pull it about. See how done that is? Okay, I'm just going to make certain that I pull all of this meat off of these bones. Okay, because that's the way we're going to eat it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that, and I'm also going to show you something else since I have you here now. So I'm going to take all of these out, and now, even though, see how tender it is? See how tender that is? You can just break that loose with your fork. Okay, but I'm not going to do it in this pan because I want to do something else at this point with this pan. Well, let me just take it out, and then I'll just show you what I'm going to do. Okay, I have all of my turkey parts out, and what I'm actually doing is I'm not putting whole turkey drums over the top of my rice, which I have that's already cooked back here in the pot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put, it's going to be like turkey hash that I'm going to put over the top of my rice. So I have right here, I have 3 cups of water. And what I'm going to do with these 3 cups of water is I'm going to add 3 heaping, no, I'll probably do 4. I'm going to do 4. 4 heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, yeah, I'm doing this with a fork because I don't have a cornstarch. I'm sorry, I don't have a spoon that's sitting next to me. So I'm stirring it with my fork. And cornstarch is easy to dissolve. Okay, so that's all dissolved down in the bottom of there. And when I'm making any type of thickening or any kind of gravy, y'all know I always put carnation milk. So I'm not putting a lot of carnation milk. I just wanted to put enough in there to velvetize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mixture here, and I'm going to pour it back over into my pan here. I want to make certain that everything is dissolved. Okay. Now I'm going to add just a little bit more water to this. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to sit this, put just a little bit more water. I'm going to sit this in my oven, and I'm going to allow this to continue to cook while I am shredding this meat. Okay, so in other words, this will be making the gravy while I am shredding the meat. Okay, I'm going to add the same amount of water to it that I did cornstarch mixture. Okay, so that's all mixed up. And what I was actually doing when I do it like this with the fork is I'm getting everything that was on the bottom, I'm getting it up. And I told you I wanted to add the same amount of water that I did cornstarch, because it's only going to gravy it. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to sit this back in my oven. And then I'm going to shred this meat up that I have sitting here. Now, once I get this all done, then I'm going to bring you back. When I get ready to add the meat back to this, I'm going to bring you back and I'm going to show you exactly what my gravy looks like. And then I'm going to put it back in the oven for about 5 minutes, and then I can take it out and I can serve it. So I'm going to put it back in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay, now it's been about 5 minutes, and look at my gravy, my turkey gravy. See how it's thickening up? So it's at this point, because I did shred all of my meat, that I'm going to go ahead and add my meat back into this gravy. And I'm going to allow it to cook just for about 5 minutes, just so the gravy can absorb the meat, and I can pick up some flavor from the gravy that's down in here. See, now this will feed my whole family. See how that looks? I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes. That's all. And then I'm gonna bring it back and I'm going to dish up a plate. But I want you to see how thick that is? Of course I have the wrong kind of spatula to show you, but you can see it. See how thick it is? It's super thick. And you got all the flavors from the onion, from the carrots, especially from the turkey, and for that chicken soup base that I put in here, remember? You have all of those flavors. I'm going to let it cook for about 5 minutes and I'll bring you right back. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I want you to see how creamy this is. Okay, look. See how it coats that spoon? So now it's at this point. I make string beans, cornbread, rice, and it's at this point that you would take your turkey and you would layer it across your dish, getting some of the gravy as well as the carrots. Okay, so there it is. Chris is making shredded turkey drums served over a bed of rice with carrots, green beans, and cornbread. Okay, now I think if you try this dish, you're truly going to enjoy it. I think your family's going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a hearty meal. You don't have to worry about them coming back later on talking about they hungry, because this is going to fill them up. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Bye.